I'm making this video as a video response to MediocreMichael, who used to use the YouTube channel This Is a Video for Jesus. Now, those of us who have known Michael for quite a while knew when he first came onto YouTube, he was caught up in the teachings of Final Call. He made videos saying Christians don't go to heaven and all other kinds of things like that. Young teenager wanted to please God. He did a video, put a video up a couple of years ago now, saying any mature man of God can teach me about God, please contact me. A brother in Canada stumbled across his video. I think it was after watching a Final Call video, funny enough, that he saw one of these videos on the right hand side of the screen by Michael and clicked on it, and then he decided to get the internet at home and then started talking to Michael and started counseling him in the things of God. Michael came out of the Final Call camp and he seemed to have received the gospel. And he seemed to be growing in the truth. He put on his YouTube channel like God's my dad and this kind of thing, and he started growing in the Lord. But he hit a few obstacles, you know. Basically, he didn't want to spend time in the Word, didn't want to pray. He had a lot of... His heart was still pretty attached to this world, and he started coveting YouTube partnership, which I've seen damage another person's faith. I won't mention this name. I want to speak to this person privately, because I care about this person too. But all his love for God seemed to evaporate within the space of weeks. Then he got his YouTube partnership, and then he just went... He's become full-on agnostic, I'd say, wanting nothing to do with the Christian God, making videos against God. And making this video for Michael. If you read in the Psalms, you know, when Israel went through hard times, they had to look back at the goodness of God, like how God delivered them from Egypt, how God cared for them and fed them in the desert, you know. It is a good God we serve. You say in your latest video, bashing God, that He's done nothing for you. God gave His Son for you, Michael. You seem to have forgotten this, the great price that Jesus Christ bore the sins of the whole world for you and for me, and took the full wrath of the Father down on His head, you know. But that you seem to have forgotten that, you know. It's just, you seem to want God to be your magic genie to deliver you from all your troubles, and that's not how God works, you know. God works through our weakness, you know. When we're at our weakness, that's when God's power can work through us, because we depend on Him. If we're perfectly healthy, perfectly wealthy, people aren't going to look to God for their strength. They're going to start depending on themselves, like King David. He was amassing a really powerful army, you know, and Satan tempted him to take a census, you know, so he could take pride in his army, and he forgotten that God was the reason that they won their wars, you know. And I think it's 70,000 men dropped dead because of David's sin, you know. You can't, if you're the lead king of Israel, you can't look to your army for your strength and just say, no, don't need you, God, you know. That's what, it's idolatrous, you know. It's substituting, you look into man for your protection instead of God. Michael, you really need to remember these things. God is not instantly going to deliver you from all of your issues, you know, from your anxiety and all of this. Despite all your problems, God can do miracles to you. He's more likely to do miracles for you than someone who's puffed up with pride, you know. Like Like we're no final call. Like the man who thinks he doesn't sin anymore. God's not going to use a man like him. But you think the things of the world are so important, you know. You think that getting money by making videos, usually provocative videos, that people hate you for, you know. You're not making any friends through the videos you make, like bashing dead celebrities and this kind of thing. And you say, oh, I got $200 for that. Is that really worth having hundreds of people hate you for that? Wouldn't it be better to be hated for, excuse me, for being a child of God, you know? It's good if we're persecuted for when we do right, Michael. But if we do wrong and evil and people like despise us for it, then what's the point in that? We deserve that when we do things like that, you know. It's just, you know. But if we're being attacked for speaking the truth of God, as you did once, right? You made videos correcting final call, you know. And you had somebody even write to you, I think an 18-year-old, said, thank you for exposing him. You've opened my eyes, you know. God used you to set somebody free from deception. That's when you're with him. That's the power of God working through you, Michael. But you've forgotten your first love. Well, what's all this money from YouTube going to do if you like lose your legs in a car accident or something, you know? None of us are guaranteed health and wealth. Is that what has to happen for you to turn back to God again? God's very good at getting people's attention, Michael. It's far better you come willingly than have to have tragedy happen before you go back to him. It's far better to be close to God when tragedy hits, so you can stand. Unless you want to be like the foolish man who didn't build his house on a firm foundation. Your trouble is, Michael, you love the things of the world too much. You're like Paul spoke about, it was Demas who forsook the faith for his love of the world, you know. Turn back to God, Michael. He has spoken through many of us to you. You know, don't be hard-hearted like final call and refuse to repent. You're young, you're 18. God can still use you in a mighty way. He already has, as I said. Like he spoke to you through one of your videos and pulled somebody out of darkness. He can do that again. Return to God, Michael. See ya.